In today's episode, I'm going to be starting to turn this 90 pickup into the station wagon that we've got planned. So yeah, basically all we've got to do is kind of de-pick up this pickup, and then to do that we're going to be stripping a load of stuff off the back. So obviously the tailgate's got to go, all the furniture, the fixings, the tabs, we've got a load space lining to get rid of, and then we're going to be driving it down to Norfolk, or I'm going to be driving it down to Norfolk, where we've sourced a really nice top and a rear door, and I'm going to do the conversion down there. So obviously this cab's going to go, the roof's going to go on, the door's going to go on the back. Now, that's a fairly easy job, but the drive down there is not easy. I've mentioned this loads of times before because for some reason I keep going to Norfolk to buy Land Rovers or whatever. So it's going to be a 4-hour drive in the 90, and I really struggled for space on the 2-hour drive when I picked it up, and I was a bit crippled, to be honest. We've talked about it in previous episodes, so on this episode I'm going to be looking at just doing a temporary fix to give me more leg room, make myself more comfortable. So I've taken the seats out, I've got a better solution. You can see I've already done it, I'm much more comfortable already, and I've got loads more room, and I've even treated myself to a new steering wheel. So check out what we did in the back and see what we've done in the cab. Hello? Well, we have officially started our box of bits from our little 90. We're going to have to chop that one off. Oh, there goes the rubber. Deformity, that wasn't me, that was there already. Let's just straighten that out. There we go. Got a plastic blade. There's one there. Okay, so here we go. This is my attempt at making the pickup 90 drivable for people over 5'6". Now, this isn't a permanent fix because we are going to be removing the bulkhead. We're going to be turning it into a full county station wagon, but I need to be able to drive it. What we've got here is a set of mud seat risers, and I've had to use those because I'm going to be mounting the frame for my squab onto that. So they bolt straight in where the old seat frame went. Really simple, really easy. Then we simply take our seat frame here, which is for a series. Then we can get the squab on the back, and that's going to give me loads more legroom. So I've used my punch to mark on the rail where I want my seat to go, and I've just put some riv nuts in there, so that's pretty handy. And I've done it so it's as far back as I can get it without the back of the seat being too upright. So the next thing I need to do is find a different solution for our steering wheel, so you can see just how deep that is. It's a non-dish, well, it's got a bit of a dish to it, but you can already see it's been bent back by somebody. These are just so flimsy, you can just bend these. Look, you don't want to be driving with that, I don't think. So we're going to replace, yeah, that is absolute like butter. So we're going to replace that steering wheel. and the boss and try and get a better, more comfortable fit. We have gone for this gorgeous MOMO, and the model on this is a mod 78, so it's 350. If I compare that to the one we had, so this is the one we had, which was a little bit bigger. So we're going a bit smaller, but the key to this is we're going to mix and match a few things. So Optimill do a really nice shallow boss. You can see the difference there. Look at that compared to this monstrosity on here. So you're basically going to be, oh, that's like 2 inches nearly. This one should spline on a tree. Yeah, look at that. Lovely. Okay, nice and close. So what we've got to make sure is our holes are in the right place. So I'm actually going to mount, I think, the steering wheel onto this first so I can get it centralised. We've got our star washer and we've got our nut, so we should all be good to go. Now you get these split pins that actually drop in here, but you've got to be very careful when you're knocking them in, and you want to make sure you knock them in plenty, because if they're too long you're going to damage your instrument cluster. Okay, we have knocked those in. So there's an actual recess in that blue collar for these. Yep, that's okay. It's actually in line with that one. So it's in line with that top hole. And on the MOMO, we do get a top hole. So making sure that the split pins are that way round. Push it in there. So that can't move. I've pushed it into the actual box, and that's going to sit on there like that. Now don't use the MOMO screws, use the Optimill screws. They should be the same, but the thread is designed obviously for their own boss. So I really like this steering wheel. This is the one I've got in one of my cars, and it feels really nice. The leather on it's great, and it's warm to the touch. So some of these cheaper, like this one here, the cheaper vinyl, if it's cold, it stays cold. This is never really cold to the touch, which I like. We've got our blue collar, and that's the cancelling collar there that will cancel our indicators. So making sure that we've got our pins there, we should just be able to drop it straight on. Make sure it's straight. Looks bloody brilliant already. We've got our little washer there. And on that, and like I say, this had barely been done up tight enough. You do need to compress those threads onto that spline. So we're locked in. Just need to make sure there's enough clearance for that little bad boy. That's sticking out quite a bit. I don't think we're going to be able to get the MOMO one on. I think we're going to have to put this one on. Lovely. And there we have it. Now look at the difference. Look how close that is now. Really pleased with that. How nice is that? And just look at the difference. So look how much further away I am from before. So it's a far better driving position. Even with the door shut now, you know, I've got more elbow room. Obviously it's not great, but it's so much better. I can't wait to get this on the road, because I think the changes we've made are going to make it so much nicer. One thing I do want to change as well are these gear knobs. There's nothing wrong with them, but there's some much nicer ones available which we want to install. Well, I think that is it for today. We've had a really good start, sort of de-pick-upping our 90 pickup. So as soon as we get the cab off, it's then not going to be referred to as a pickup anymore. It's going to be referred to as our station wagon. So thanks for joining, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to subscribe, that'd be fantastic. And I'll catch you on the next one.